So can anyone tell me what we have discussed in last class? Yes, guys, what you have discussed in last class? Anyone?
Bridge rectifiers.
Okay. So what are the changes that you have observed? Yes, filters.
Only TUF.
Full wave filter, half wave filter.
Okay. So today we shall see about Zener diode, which is kind of one of the special diode. So are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So till now we have seen about the working of PN diode. Can anyone tell me the working of diode? Quickly. How many cases we have analyzed?
Forward bias, forward bias.
2 cases. Forward,
Forward.
reverse.
Okay. And what is this?
P is positive, then it is forward bias.
Yes, this is nothing but a symbol of diode, which is operated under two conditions, which is forward bias and reverse bias. So now we shall see one of the diode. This is called as a special purpose diode. Special purpose diode. So we call it as a Zener diode. So here, so this is nothing but symbol of PN diode. So for the same diode, see the small change. So this is nothing but symbol of Zener diode. So it will look something like Z if you observe carefully. So what is the difference? What is the use of PN diode and Zener diode and how they are different? So how we made this PN diode? When P-type and
N-type.
the materials, if they are joined together, here this is a line which is called as junction, right?
Yeah.
And what are the majority and minority carriers in P-type? Majority in P-type.
Electrons.
Holes. P-type.
Holes.
What are minority in P-type?
Electrons.
Majority in N-type.
Majority electrons. Minority holes.
Minority holes. And now this concept depends upon this concentration. See, what is doping?
Converting into impure form of a semiconductor.
Adding
Impurities.
So adding impurities is nothing but doping. Why we need to do this? Why we need to do doping? To increase conductivity level. To increase conductivity level, we go for doping. Now if you see this, the main difference is the doping concentration. So this is heavily doped. What is meant by heavily doped? What is meant by
Highly
heavily
conductive.
doped? Yes,
Highly conductive.
highly conductive. See, suppose initially, suppose if there are 1,000 atoms of silicon. So for every 1,000 atoms, if we add one impurity, this is first case. And suppose if there are 10 atoms of silicon, and for every 10 atoms, if I add one impurity, this is second case. So by observing these two cases, can anyone tell me what is highly doped and what is moderately doped and what is heavily doped? Just try to guess at least. Anyone? See, suppose if you consider only 100 atoms, for every 100 atoms, if I am adding one impurity, suppose if I want to add impurities for 1000 atoms. How many impurities should I add? So simply you multiply it with 10. So 100 into 10 is 1000, right? Similarly, 1 into 10 is 10. So 10 impurities should be added for every 1000 silicon or germanium atoms. This is first case. Now the second one is, suppose if there are for every 10 atoms, if I am adding one impurity. Now if I want to make this as 1000, what should I do? Multiply it with
100.
100. Similarly, you multiply this 1 with 100, it will give 100. So here 100 is nothing but impurity, and this 1000 is nothing but the number of atoms. So by observing these two cases, can you identify which one is lightly doped and which one is heavily doped? Doping means more number of impurities. So where you are observing more impurities?
100.
For every
100.
100.
Here this is 10. So this is lightly doped. This is heavily doped. So more number of impurities are present. Clear with this concept? Two cases, lightly and heavily. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
See. So the main use of Zener diode is it is heavily doped, and generally it is used for voltage regulator. Generally we use it for voltage regulator or voltage regulation purpose. See here, a diode which is designed with sufficient power dissipation capability and operates in breakdown region may be employed as a voltage reference or constant voltage source, which is nothing but Zener diode. So Zener diode is generally heavily doped or lightly doped?
Heavily doped.
Zener diode is heavily doped, and the main application is it is used for voltage regulation. What is meant by voltage regulation? To maintain a constant voltage, right? Suppose if it is 5 volt or 9 volt, 12 volt. To maintain constant voltage, we make use of this Zener diode, and it will operate only within this region. What is meant by breakdown region? Breakdown region. I think you have seen this in PN diode. Yes. See, this is the VI characteristic that you have seen, right? So here forward voltage, this is reverse voltage. Here it will be forward current and reverse current. So under forward bias characteristics, there's something like this. Under reverse bias, a small amount of minority current which is maintained constant. After reaching certain level, it starts increasing. So here, can you tell me what is breakdown here? See here, this is the breakdown region. After reaching certain amount of voltage, say suppose if I'm considering this as Vz, this is nothing but a breakdown voltage. What is breakdown?
Suddenly it is decreased.
So it comes under reverse bias or forward bias?
Reverse.
Okay, when P is connected to negative terminal of the battery and opposite. So there will be certain amount of voltage that we can apply. So suppose if this voltage range reaches Vz, after that, if you suppose if you consider this as 80 volts, suppose for example. Suppose if this is beyond 80 volts, suppose if it is 90, then obviously it will enter into the region called as breakdown, because the diode can't withstand huge amount of reverse voltage. So it enters into the region we call it as breakdown, which is nothing but Zener breakdown. Clear with this? Now this Zener diode operates only within this breakdown region. Suppose if we consider for PN, it will work under forward bias and under reverse bias till certain portion. Suppose if it reaches a breakdown voltage, then what will happen? Will it work?
No.
The diode won't work. Why it won't work? Because it gets damaged because of heavy reverse voltage. Now, in order to operate under these conditions also, there is one kind of diode which is nothing but Zener diode. See here, it operates within this breakdown region itself. So as you know that Zener diode is nothing but it is heavily doped PN junction diode and its doping concentration. So as I told that doping, for every 10 silicon atoms, 1 impurity, or else for every 100 silicon atoms, 1 impurity. So by using these two cases, you can identify whether it is lightly doped or heavily doped. Same thing is applicable, lightly doped or heavily doped. Better you can go say this here. This is lightly. For suppose if this is the case number 1, this is case number 2. If there are 100 silicon or germanium atoms present, and for every 100 silicon or germanium atoms, I am trying to add 1 impurity. And here for every 10 atoms, I am adding 1 impurity. Suppose if there are 1000 present, what I need to do? Simply I need to multiply it with 100. So this is some random example. So here you see impurities are 10. Here impurities are 100. So doping is nothing but adding of impurities. So if impurities are more, we can say it as heavily doped, or else it is lightly doped. Clear with this? These 2 points are very important to understand Zener diode. Is it okay, or else should I repeat once again?
Yes, sir.
Next. So Zener diode always operates in a reverse bias breakdown region. This is an important thing. It operates only under breakdown region, which is nothing but under reverse bias case. See, this is a symbol. Don't get confused with PN diode and Zener diode. This is PN diode. This is PN diode. This is nothing but Zener. This arrow is a bit different. See, in the same manner, suppose if I'm trying to join one p-type and n-type material, there is a region formed between, which is nothing but, what is this region? Guys, what is this region formed between p and n? Depletion region.
Depletion.
So majority under p-type are holes, minority are electrons. If we see in n-type, majority are electrons, minority are holes. Now you tell me Zener diode, will it operate under reverse bias case or forward bias case?
Reverse.
Yes, Zener diode operates under reverse bias case. Under reverse bias also, it will operate only in breakdown region. Okay. Suppose, for example, if I'm trying to operate this Zener diode under forward bias, then what will happen? The working of this is similar to PN diode itself. Okay. And suppose if I operate it under reverse bias, the working is same as PN diode only till VZ. That is till breakdown voltage. If it exceeds that voltage, then it starts working. So its working is same under forward bias and reverse bias till certain voltage, which is nothing but VZ. So beyond VZ, if it enters into the breakdown region, then it starts working. So it is something like this. So under forward bias, same working till this point also. Till this point also, the working condition is same as diode. But once it enters into this breakdown region, it starts working. So in this point, Zener diode is nothing but off. Why it is off? Why not on?
Forward bias.
Okay, suppose if it is forward bias, it is on or off?
On.
For better understanding, we shall compare both PN diode as well as Zener diode parallelly so that you can understand it easily. So tell me the forward bias condition for these two diodes. P to P, N to N. Here, same this you consider this as P, this is also as N. So here P to P, N to N. This is nothing but forward bias. So under forward bias, PN diode, is it on or off? Tell me the on and off conditions of for forward bias.
On, sir.
Yes, sir.
On, sir.
This is nothing but on, which means short circuit or open
Short
circuit?
circuit.
Short circuit. Here, everything
Off.
is same again. Forward bias, short circuit, on. Now, the next case is reverse bias. So if it is PN diode, P is connected to
Negative.
And negative.
negative, this is positive. Now tell me the condition. Is it on or off?
Off.
Off.
Open,
So
sir.
this is off. So open circuit. Same thing. Here it will work only under reverse bias, but remember this case, this is only till VZ. Once if it reaches VZ, its working will be different. So this is also same. It will be off on this axis, open circuit only. But when it reaches that Zener voltage VZ, it becomes on here. So this is Zener diode. This is P and it operates in under reverse bias. So I'm considering negative and this is positive. Negative and positive. So once if it reaches that Zener voltage, we call VZ as Zener voltage, then it will work. Work means it will switch on, which is nothing but short circuit. This is a bit confusing, so better try to understand all these concepts clearly. So if you see under forward bias characteristics, P to P and N to N is nothing but forward bias and on. And suppose if you go over reverse bias, it is off. Same condition is applicable for Zener diode also in forward bias and reverse bias till VZ. Once if it exceeds that VZ, it will switch on. Clear with this? These two are some important cases. So if it is Zener diode, you need to remember that it is heavily doped. Heavily doped. At the same time, it operates only under reverse bias and under reverse bias also in breakdown region only. Clear or any doubts with this? While we solve some problems, you'll be more comfortable with this concept. So let us see. So here what is happening? It is operating under reverse bias case, right? So here if you see, this P-type is connected to negative terminal and N-type is connected to positive terminal. Is it forward bias or reverse bias?
Reverse.
Okay,
Reverse
it is
bias.
reverse bias. Now what will happen to the majority and minority carriers, you see? So majority carriers in P-type are holes. Holes are positive or negative?
Positive.
Negative.
Holes are positive.
Those are positive.
Holes are positive. Electrons are negative.
Negative.
So I'm considering only for majority. So for majority in P-type it is holes and in majority of N-type is electrons. Now you consider plus and this minus. What will happen? Attract or repel? Positive and negative. Attract or repel? So attract.
Attract.
So they are moving towards left hand side. The same concept is applicable. Negative and positive.
Attract.
So they are moving towards positive terminal. This is the case with majority carriers. Now you tell me what will happen for minority. What are minority in P-type?
Electrons.
Electrons are negatively charged or
Electrons.
positive?
Negative.
So
Negatively
negative.
charged.
Here they are positively charged. Now you consider negative and this negative. What will happen?
Repel.
So repel
Repulsion.
means they are moving towards the depletion region. They are repel. Here also same thing. Positive and positive. Attract or repel?
Repel.
So repel. That's why they are moving towards depletion region. So suppose if I'm considering like here there are more number of positive and here there are more number of negative. These are nothing but minority carriers. So from positive to negative there exists a field. We call this field as electric field. And this electric field is due to majority carriers or minority carriers?
Minority.
Guys, yes, this electric field is due to minority carriers. Why not majority? See here, they are moving away. They are moving away here also. The majority carriers are moving away. Means suppose they will be present in this portion, roughly in this portion. Whereas minority carriers are present close to the depletion region. So if there is any positive and negative charge, there exists a field between positive and negative. We call that field as electric field. So this will create some amount of current which is due to minority charge carriers. Clear with this concept or any doubt? Guys, if you are having doubts, let me know. Once again, I'll repeat. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. So the Zener diode comes under special purpose diode. So there are some of the special purpose diode if you observe. One is Zener diode, photodiode, LED and solar cell. So we shall see this in the later slides. So now we are discussing about Zener diode. Here, this is nothing but VI characteristics. These are nothing but VI characteristics. So under forward bias, the characteristics will be something like this. Okay, for silicon, what is the cut-in voltage? Silicon. So approximately 0.6 to 0.7. For germanium?
0.3.
Yes, 0.3 volt. So the characteristics under forward bias. So here the working of Zener diode is same as normal diode, which is nothing but you can consider as PN diode. Whereas till this point also the working conditions are same. But once this voltage Vz is reached, it enters into the region called as, what is that region?
Breakdown.
Breakdown.
So under this breakdown region, the Zener diode starts working, means it will be switched on. See here, breakdown happens at a voltage Vz. This is called Zener voltage. Zener voltage. At this point, there exists a huge amount of current. You know this. This was designed in such a way that even though current starts increasing, the diode won't get damaged. Why it is not getting damaged? Whereas in case of PN diode, I told that the diode is getting damaged, right?
Yes.
So for Zener, why it is not getting damaged? Because it is used as main application of Zener diode is?
Voltage regulator.
Yes, voltage regulator. Means a constant voltage. Suppose if you want 5 volt, it will maintain a constant 5 volt at the output. So that's why it is not getting damaged, even though if you are trying to increase that input. So obviously if you increase the input voltage, current starts increasing. Even though if voltage and current also increasing, but the output voltage is maintained constant. This is nothing but voltage regulation. This is important property because of which we are going for Zener diode. Next. See some of the action. So if this is the example, so here this R resistor is nothing but limiting resistor, or else you can consider this one as series resistor also. Current limiting resistor or series resistor. This is current limiting. And here I'm connecting an ammeter which is used to measure current or voltage.
Current.
Current.
Ammeter is used to measure current. And what is the symbol? Zener diode or PN diode?
Zener.
This is Zener diode, and here I'm measuring the output voltage. So what is the main application of Zener diode? Voltage?
Voltage regulator.
Okay, voltage regulator. So you know all this concept, right? See, first it starts with transformer. After transformer, what we did? Rectifier.
Filter.
Next.
Filter.
Okay.
Voltage
Next.
regulator.
Next.
Load.
So we are done with transformer, rectifier, and filter. Now we are seeing the application of this voltage regulator by means of Zener diode. So here this is a diagram. So suppose the input of transformer is AC or DC?
AC.
AC. What is the output of rectifier?
DC.
Output of rectifier. Pulsating.
Pulsating DC.
Okay, pulsating DC. Filter.
DC. Pure.
Pure DC.
Pure DC. Whereas this is unregulated. We can call it as unregulated. Unregulated means the voltage is fluctuating or not. So in order to make it a voltage regulated, suppose if I want only 5 volt at the output or 9 volt at the output, we need to make use of a special kind of circuitry by using a diode called as Zener diode. So here if you consider the example, here the input is unregulated voltage, so which is in the range of 0 to 10 volt. And here I'm connecting Zener diode, and parallel to it I'm connecting a voltage, or you can consider this as voltmeter. It is used in order to measure the voltage. This is nothing but an ammeter which is used to measure current. Now if you see here VZ, VZ is nothing but, what is VZ? Yes, it is Zener voltage. See, suppose if this diode to work means to switch on, minimum amount of voltage that I need is 6.2 volt. Suppose if I'm applying 5 volt at the input, will this diode switch on? If I'm
No.
applying 5 volt, no, it won't get switched on. Suppose if I am applying 7 volt at the input, what will happen?
Yes, it will.
So it will work, right? See, the minimum amount of voltage that is needed for the Zener diode is 6.2. So here 6.2. 7 minus 6.2 is how much? 7 minus 6.2 volt. 0.8 volt. So the 0.8 volt gets appeared across this current limiting resistor, means it will limit it. So the minimum amount of voltage that is required for this diode to get switch on is 6.2, whereas the remaining gets appeared across this series resistor. Next, suppose if I am applying 8 volt at the input, what will happen? 8 volt. How much the diode need?
6.2.
Yes, 6.2. Remaining, how much? 8 minus 6.2 is 8 minus
1.8.
so 1.8. So this 1.8 volt appears across this current limiting resistor. Clear with this concept? So only it requires 6.2 voltage to get switched on. So if this is a Zener diode, it requires only 6.2 volt. Then this will be something like this. It is replaced with its equivalent model. This is the equivalent model of Zener diode, which is replaced with it cut-in voltage. So for example, you consider the cut-in voltage of it is 0.7 volt. So once if it is on, it should be replaced something like this. Suppose if it is off, it is replaced with open circuit. So is it an ideal diode or practical diode? What is ideal and what is practical?
Practical diodes.
Yes, this is a practical diode.
Ideal will not.
Yes. What about ideal? There are only two conditions, either short circuit or open circuit. Whereas for practical diode, we need to replace. Suppose if it is silicon diode, I need to replace it with what is the cut-in voltage of silicon? Suppose 0.7 volt or 0.6 to 0.7. Suppose if it is germanium, I need to replace with
0.3.
This is the difference. For practical diode, we need to replace it with cut-in voltage, whereas if it is ideal diode, only either on or off. Clear? Are you able to understand this concept? What is ideal and what is practical? And this diagram is very important. Okay. Yes. Samyuta, can you explain this concept once again? Yes. Can you explain this diagram once again? Suppose you consider the input voltage as 10 volt and explain me this concept so that I'll write here.
Okay.
Yes. If input is 10 volt. Yes.
At the output, the diode needs only 6.2 voltage.
Okay.
So the limiting resistor will take
How much?
10 minus 6.2.
10 minus 6.2 is?
3.8.
So this
3.8.
3.8 volt appears across the series resistor. So I hope you are clear.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, here the Zener diode, it needs only 6.2 all the time, or it depends on the output, like whatever voltage we are taking.
So there will be a sheet called as a data sheet. So every time the diode manufacturer will give you some specification. Suppose if you are purchasing one television, he will give you some features, right? So this should be operated with this amount of voltage. Like that, in the same manner, for every Zener diode also, there will be a data sheet. In that data sheet, he will mention like, suppose the VZ, if it is requires only 6.2 volt. So then it will become something like this. This concept will be more clear once we solve different problems. So on that concept, he will mention something like this. If VZ is 10 volt, the minimum amount of voltage that it requires is 10 volt. Right? So beyond that, so if I apply beyond 10 or else if I apply less than 10, Two cases. If we apply below 10, what will happen? Will it function or not?
It will not function.
It won't function. Above 10,
It will work.
that's it. So it depends upon the sheet, the data sheet.
Okay.
Okay. Suppose if you are
Like,
trying to purchase any kind of a diode also, you can
okay.
see those specifications. So
Okay, so
there will
what
be
if
some.
we apply
Yes.
more than 10, like more than what he gave
Mm.
in the specification?
Yes, tell me. I didn't get you.
What? Okay, sir, if he has given 10 voltage that to be applied, and we applied more than 10, what will it happen? Like, will it get damaged or it will still work?
That's a special condition. It won't get damaged.
Okay, like how much ever voltage we apply, it doesn't get
So here
damaged.
VZ is nothing but this is the minimum amount of voltage that we require at the output. This is the meaning.
Mm,
So suppose if your mobile operates at 5 volt, right?
okay,
So you need to consider the Zener voltage VZ should be 5 volt. Why? Because here this is nothing but a load. At this point, I'm connecting mobile, which requires only 5 volt, right?
okay,
So for that case, the Zener voltage VZ is nothing but 5 volt. Suppose according to your question, suppose if I apply voltage greater than 5 volt, suppose I'm considering 10 volt,
okay.
it can withstand only 5 voltage, 5 volt. The remaining 5 volt gets appeared across this limiting resistor. This is a
Yes.
special case advantage. That's why we are going with Zener diode.
Okay,
Whereas
okay.
here, instead of Zener diode, if I go with PN diode, what will happen? Your case is valid. If I
No,
go
it
with
will get
PN diode,
damaged.
it will get damaged.
Okay.
So clear now?
Yes, sir.
If I go with PN diode, obviously it will get damaged because it can't withstand huge amount of reverse voltage.
Okay, the
It
function of limiting resistor is to limit if ever we apply more voltage, it will limit it. Okay, thank you, sir.
now you tell me this resistor. Now here I'm going with PN diode. And here suppose if I'm considering the voltage as 5 volt, I'm applying 12 volt. What will happen?
The Zener diode will take 5 volt.
This is not Zener diode. I'm going with PN diode.
Okay, PN
Will
diode.
be damaged.
Will it work? Yes, it will be
No,
damaged.
Will damage.
Why it will get damaged?
Can't withstand
because it
That's
cannot
it.
low
withstand
voltage.
voltage.
So is this forward bias or reverse bias? So here it will be positive, here it will be negative.
Reverse.
This is reverse bias. So obviously
Yes.
it will get damaged. In order to overcome this condition, I'm going for some special kind of diode. That's why I told it a special diode, special purpose diode. Good question, by
Okay,
the way.
thank you, sir.
Next, see here. Here I'm considering VZ as 6.2. Just for example, I've considered. It depends upon the question. Okay. If input is less than 6.2 volt, will it work or not?
No.
No.
Will
So
not
it
work.
is. It does not conduct. When input is greater than 6.2 volt,
Will work.
it
It
will
will
work.
work.
It will conduct. See here. If it won't conduct, is it short circuit or open circuit?
Open circuit.
Open circuit.
If it is open circuit, will there be any flow of current?
No. No.
No.
So there is no flow of current. Suppose if it is conduction, conduction means it is short circuit. So I'm considering the ideal case here. So will there be any flow of current here?
Yes.
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 Next, as it is not conducting, the output voltage V output is same as input voltage. How I got this? So here I'm saying that the diode is not conducting, means it is open circuited. Means it will be something like this. Here I'm measuring the output, which is V out, and here I'm applying the input Vi. This is current limiting resistor. Now it is open circuited. See here, the direction of flow of current is something like this, right? So here output V out is same as V in, right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now you see here, current limiting resistor, I'm saying that it is conducting. So better I'll consider two cases, for ideal case as well as for practical case. So is it ideal or practical?
Ideal.
Yes, it is ideal case. So suppose if it is practical, it looks something like this. So suppose I'm considering the knee voltage as 0.7, means I'm replacing simply with 0.7. Now tell me what will be the output? What is the output? See, This how they both are connected in series or parallel?
Parallel.
Parallel. So simply
Parallel.
output will be 0.7. Clear with this? So you'll be more comfortable once we solve problems on this practical diode as well as ideal diode. But till now you need to remember only these two cases. If it is less than the Vz, it won't conduct. If it is greater than Vz, it will conduct. So as I've told you in the example, if it is 6.2, the 6.2 gets applied across the Zener diode and the remaining 0.8 will get applied across the current limiting resistor if input is 7 volt. Okay with this concept or any doubts? See here. The same example. When Vi is 7 volt, the minimum amount of voltage that it requires is 6.2, whereas the remaining 0.8 gets applied across current limiting resistor. This is current limiting. What is meant by current limiting? Yes. What is Ohm's law?
V is equal to IR.
V is equals to IR.
V is equal to I into R. So this is nothing but V is directly proportional to I, right? So if I increase voltage, what will happen to current?
It will increase.
It will increase. So here, if I'm increasing this input voltage Vi, here the current I is also increasing, but the output voltage is maintained constant. Why? Why output is maintained constant? Because here Vz I'm using is 6.2. Suppose here if it is 5 volt, output will be
5 volts.
that's it. So whatever may be the input voltage and current, the output will be constant. That's why this Zener diode is used as voltage regulator. So once if you are clear with this concept, it will be very easy for you. See now, this is nothing but the output point. So at output, I'm applying load, which is nothing but a resistive load RL. So this will be something like this. So I think you know about KVL and KCL, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
here if I am measuring V out, how to calculate V out at this point? V out is nothing but at this point V out is IL into RL. Okay, here this V out and VZ, they are connected in series or parallel?
Parallel.
So as they are parallel, V out is nothing but VZ. So we got V out is something which is IL into RL. So I can write it something like this. Output voltage which is nothing but Vz, which is nothing but IL into RL. Whereas the condition for this Zener is here voltage should be greater than Vz so that it will on, otherwise the same as P and diode. So these are types of breakdowns. So there are two types of breakdowns. One is avalanche breakdown. Next one is Zener breakdown. So you know this. Zener diode is heavily doped. Why it is heavily doped? Why it is heavily doped? Why this is lightly doped? What is the meaning?
More number of impurities.
So here more number of impurities. Here
Less number of impurities.
less number of impurities. So something lightly doped, heavily doped. So this is P-N diode. Suppose you consider this as P-N diode. Heavily doped means it is Zener. Heavily doped. This is lightly doped. See the main difference. We get this avalanche breakdown when it is lightly doped, whereas we get Zener breakdown if it is
Heavily doped.
that's it. This is the main difference, and this is the compulsory question for short. For 2 marks or 3 marks, you will get it for sure. What is the difference between avalanche breakdown and Zener breakdown? So the important concept is the doping level. If it is lightly doped, it is avalanche. If it is heavily doped, it is Zener. And what is the temperature coefficient of PN diode? Under forward bias, what is happening? Under reverse bias, what is happening? The characteristics of diode shift left at a rate of 2.5 millivolt per degree centigrade rise in temperature. Am I correct? For PN diode, it's nothing but effect of temperature. Clear or not? For reverse bias, what is happening? For every 10 degree centigrade rise in temperature, the
will
reverse
get
saturation
doubled.
current get, yes, it
Doubled.
gets doubled. So you need to remember, always you need to first study PN diode, next Zener diode. So what is positive temperature coefficient? Means if temperature is increased, Zener voltage will increase. Suppose if it is negative temperature coefficient means if temperature increases,
Zener
VZ
will decrease.
decrease. So please make a note of this point. They may ask like what is meant by positive temperature coefficient and what is meant by negative temperature coefficient. So here avalanche breakdown occurs in lightly doped diodes and it is nothing but positive temperature coefficient. So here if you see, thermally generated electrons and holes acquire sufficient energy from the applied voltage. So will it work under forward bias or reverse bias? When do we get these two breakdowns? Under forward bias or reverse bias?
Reverse bias.
Yes. Under reverse bias only we get these two breakdowns. So to produce new carriers by removing valence electrons from their covalent bonds, these new carriers in turn produce additional carriers by distributing by disturbing covalent bonds. So simply if I try to increase the temperature, suppose if there is one electron, this one electron goes and it collides with an atom and it will try to remove one more electron. So it becomes two. These two electron goes and they collide with the atom and they remove another two. So it is something like cumulative in nature. So this will be something like this. So one atom goes and disturbs two. One goes and it creates two, next two becomes four, four becomes something eight. So this is cumulative in nature. We call this as cumulative process. This is cumulative process and this keeps on increasing because of thermal energy, which is nothing but temperature. If we try to increase the temperature, the electrons keeps on increasing, means they goes and collide with the another covalent bonds and they pull out one of the valence electrons. So this goes on increasing. Valence bond, which is nothing but valence electron. So this is the important point. It happens at a voltage which is greater than 6 volt. So this is cumulative in nature, means 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8 and so on. So it happens due to the collision of electrons with atoms. This is the important thing. Collision of electrons with atoms. And as it is lightly doped, doping concentration should be less. And it is positive temperature coefficient. So what is positive temperature coefficient? If temperature increases, VZ
VZ also increases.
increases. See here, if it is lightly doped, depletion region will be more. Make a note of this point. If it is lightly doped, why depletion region is more? Because there is more space. Suppose if it is heavily doped means everything is closely packed. So the depletion region will be more or less.
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 See this diagram so that you will understand it easily. So what I'm saying is Zener diode is heavily doped. So once if it is heavily doped, there won't be any movement of electrons or holes because they are tightly packed. That's why the depletion region is less in case of Zener diode. Whereas in case of avalanche breakdown, as it is lightly doped, there is more space for the electrons and holes to move. So therefore depletion region will be more. And the main operating condition is reverse bias. This is also very important. Only reverse bias case. And these are nothing but under reverse bias case, positive temperature coefficient or negative temperature coefficient
Positive
for avalanche.
temperature coefficient.
Yes,
Positive, sir.
temperature. Means if temperature is increased, VZ will
Increase.
So if you see here, this is one thing. Third point. So here, when temperature is increased, VZ is increased. So here, suppose if temperature is 30 degrees centigrade, VZ is something, suppose you consider as 1. Suppose next, if I increase the temperature, which is 35 degrees centigrade, this is the second case, 35 degrees centigrade. So as temperature is increased, VZ also increases, so it becomes 2. This keeps on continuing, this becomes 3, because as temperature is increased, this is nothing but VZ also increases. Clear with this concept? So the important thing is it operates only under reverse bias under reverse bias, there are two types of breakdowns, avalanche breakdown and Zener breakdown. So it is avalanche, so it is lightly doped. If it is lightly doped, depletion region will be more. And it is positive temperature coefficient. You see here, it is completely reverse, heavily doped. So if it is heavily doped, depletion region will be more or less?
Less.
Less.
What is negative temperature coefficient? If temperature is increased,
PZ decreases.
EZ
That
decreases.
Vz decreases. So it occurs at a voltage less than 6 volt. This is important. Less than 6 volt. Whereas if you see here, it occurs greater than 6 volt. So first we get which kind of breakdown? Is it Zener breakdown or avalanche breakdown? First, which breakdown will occur? Suppose if there are two graphs, something like this, 1 and this is 2. So this first case is because of, is it Zener or avalanche? Zener. This is avalanche. Why? It is less than 6 volt. This is something which is greater than 6 volt. Okay. So this is important point, and this is not cumulative in nature. This is because of rupture of covalent bonds. Whereas in case of avalanche, 1 electron creates 2, 2 creates 4. This is 8. So this is something cumulative in nature. So these two terms will be a bit confusing for you to understand. So once again, you try to go through this slide so that it will be easy for you to understand. So these are the important points: heavily doped, lightly doped, less than 6 volt, greater than 6 volt. And one more thing is positive temperature coefficient and negative temperature coefficient. So as it is heavily doped, depletion region is less. This is nothing but symbol. And this is nothing but the Zener diode. Okay, here this is positive temperature coefficient. You see here, first, second, and this is third. So if temperature is increased, what is happening to Vz?
Decreases.
Decreases. So 30 degrees centigrade, if I'm having, say, suppose this point is 3. If I increase the temperature to 35, then obviously it is getting reduced. 40, it is getting reduced. So you need to remember like positive temperature coefficient as well as negative temperature coefficient. So once you try to go through this, so this is the overview, and later we shall discuss about all the special cases. There will be 4 cases which we shall see in the next lecture. As time is done, I guess.
Yes, sir.
1 second, I'll download the attendance.
Okay, sir.
Okay, if there are any doubts, let me know. No more doubts, right? So can I end the lecture?
Sir.